Welcome back with me, Alejandro, your artist. And we are going to draw Zaborak. Who's Zaborak, you may ask? Well, back in the day, I was into sword and sorcery and sci-fi. We're talking the late 70s, early to mid 80s. If you grew up in that area, you know we're exposed to a lot of that stuff. From Conan to Beastmaster to obviously Star Wars and things in between. So it was heavily influenced by those. And I'm going to start with my guy here, Zaborak. I want to just draw a dude here, finally. So I selected I'm going to start with my pencil, air quotes. I do like to do a pencil sketch first in this program. Kind of works things out before I ink it. And that's precisely what I'm going to do. But I will do a very... So I want to do something else. I'm going to do another layer. I'm going to just kind of circle where I want them to lay out. So head will be here. And have his body kind of have him standing there. It's a weird thumbnail minus the thumb and the nail. It is a very funny moving brush. I'm going to just do this quickly. So when I actually start sketching, it's not too troublesome. Yeah, Zaborak is kind of a barbaric dude. But he's a leader. And he has a crazy costume. I'm like, yeah, but it's maybe kind of an advanced level thing here. Alright, so that's that. Now I'm going to fade it a little bit. And knock it down about 35%. So when I start actually penciling in this next layer, I at least have a guideline. Alright, I'm going to have to zoom in. Something you can't do in the analog world. I do my Command plus, and here we go. So yeah, Zaborak was definitely influenced by Conan, maybe even Wolverine. You'll get what I'm saying later on. And here I have him, just kind of do I'm not using any specific method. I have been learning about the Loomis method. Not Dr. Loomis. He is pure evil. No. I'm not going to use it right now. I just want to kind of get an idea of where I want everything to line up. Hold my space bar down so I can move it around a little bit. See, so you can always hit your little... I'm not really happy with that. There we go. He's got big shoulders, man. He's a barbarian, for crying out loud. He's gonna have big shoulders. And of course, bulging biceps. He's a barbaric kind of dude. He's a survivor. Alright. Yes. And even then I could do the reverse, make it a little easier for me to see where his fist lines up. Because again, it is very funny and weird to draw this way, because you're so used to looking down. I have the separate tablet, and so I'm looking at the screen, not looking where I'm actually placing this thing. So I have to line things up a little better, but it's great. I can reverse, move around. And of course, these barbaric dudes have big, puffy chests. strong ribs and sides. The abs, of course, but his abs will be hidden under his armor. He has armor, of course. These barbaric sword-wielding types have got to have armor, even if they are in outer space. Yes, this guy's an outer space dude. But, why not? Sword and sorcery stuff was big. I'm going to go through this line. Doesn't matter, because it'll be covered up later. But I do kind of like the line method where you just kind of move the lines a few times back and forth. It gets you a really good feel. In my final product, I can't do that because it'll look so messy. Which, in a way, I kind of wish I could. But if someone's going to hire me to do something, I want to give them a clean product. So can't have a mess. Muscles kind of going. He's still not a girly man, but I have to do this. And I want to have a little bigger forearm. Because he's got some body armor as well as some gauntlet attachments, you'll see. And then we'll get his hand. He's making a fist. But what will he be? He's not just going to be having a fist. He's going to have something attached to his hand. A gauntlet beyond gauntlets. Alright. It is very weird, and I don't know if you hold your pencil differently, but going across, it's tough. I don't know why, because moving the stylus across, it doesn't always work out. This guy is armored up. Save it. Make sure you save. Always make sure you save. Heaven forbid you should lose power or something. Oh boy, I'm like, don't want to work on the face yet. I really don't. I'm just going back to the layer below. I'm just going to erase some of this garbage. It's just a little distracting to me. He's going to have that scowl. He's staring in the sun a lot. Maybe I should hold my stylus. Oh, that works a little better. And there's one method, I think. I saw them do this to make sure this is where the eyes. I've been drawing eyes a certain way the whole time, but I'm trying something different here. You could try to. And, doing it back and forth like this, it helps. Now when I actually do the ink part, I can't do this, so I have to have it where I want it. I'm kind of looking off to the side like, oh, now what do I got to do? I just want him to look like he's squinting, like staring into the sun. Alright, now Zaborak. I always had him with this kind of curved nose thing, where like his nostrils disappear. It's always how I've drawn him. That's it. Maybe a little something there to give you a little snarl. Now I think I see what I've done. And what kind of barbarian dude wouldn't you be if you didn't have hair? And he has long hair, of course. Long flowing hair. It's like a blonde Conan. Yeah, I said it. I can say it because he's my dude. He's my creation, man. Man, I really gave him some poofy hair. I'm just using a reference drawing I did years and years ago. And I had his hair like almost like 80s rocker style, way up here. Maybe. He has a headband, of course, because that looks cool. You want to make your character look really cool and badass. A headband is the way to go. Ha ha. Yeah. Alright, the little neck muscles there. Now we're going to add. He has these little straps here. Black. To hold in all his muscles. And then there's something here that exposes his skin a little bit, but this will be black eventually. Then we'll go down. And I'll work on the chest. And I just have this kind of chest piece that, once again, I have to go here. It's going to kind of go a little bit and forms the definition of the chest. But with him, I have this straight line. It's dead center. And then I have this really cool idea where it kind of just does this thing. Yep. And what I did was I made a line kind of probably a little more interesting if it's do the line kind of with the definition of this. And then I do, which I probably should do, a line across. And from there, I do this crazy thing. Yeah, I divide it like that, where his abs would be. Just so, you know, if you're about to fight him, you know the abs are there. Can't go near those. But anyway, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. Coming along, Zab. He's well protected here, kids. He's got this wrist gauntlet thing going on that will have. Okay. There's like a strap here to keep it locked in. Then a middle strap just to be safe. And then finally one near where the glove is. And I'm going to have this little piece. It's going to be a little thicker. Why? Because I don't want to draw a lot of more detail. So now I put spikes on here. Ooh. So if he decides to backhand you, you're going to be in a world of hurt. At least if his forearm strikes you, because he may not be getting up. Not only that, I decided to arm Mr. Zaborak here. When this is where I say it's kind of influenced by Wolverine. He also has spikes in the front. You'll see more of the detail. I kind of want to make it like this. I had it as a full glove back in the day, but I think the old half glove thing works better for him. Let's go to the other arm. Let's finish it. Do the old straps up here. Strap up. Strap. It should go this way. Yeah, it's in contour with the muscles. Oops. Alright, now this one. Start it here. Strap. Down. Strap. It's okay if you go outside the lines. Remember, you can always erase them. Strap here, and then the glove here. Do that. Ooh, well, I have to do this, right? Hey, don't get all goofy on me, man. Alright. Now here's where I'm going to start erasing this underneath. So I'm not seeing that. So this gives you a better idea of what I was trying to achieve. So he has this. Now, it's not like his spikes can pop out like Wolverine, but they can also fire. So he can shoot the spikes at distance. But just like Wolverine, I give him 3. Not as long as Wolverine, and they're definitely not adamantium, but watch out. So he could impale you, and if you're coming from a distance, he could shoot out his spikes and get you from a distance. You don't want to mess around with this guy. Look at him. I mean, look at him. Now, actually, this last part is actually influenced by Skeletor, Masters of the Universe. Skeletor had this cool thing going on here with these little dangling straplets. I don't even know what to call them. And I thought, hey, it would look cool on a good guy instead of evil Skeletor. It's okay if I'm going outside there, because this is only a half a body. Nice. Oh, did I put the little... I put little round circles on these before, but you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to go that crazy. And he's got his barbarian furry underwear. For some reason. And of course his muscles. Which I don't think I'm going to accentuate here. I got the general idea though, kids. That's his... Oh, well, I'll add the spikes later because there's stuff underneath I got to do too, but here we go. Okay, so now we add another vector layer. Remember, vectors are our friends. With vector layers, you can erase little sections. You can expand and contract things. If you put the raster layer, you are screwed. You can't do that. The raster layer does have its purpose. I usually use it for coloring, but you saw that in the Meow Meow video. All right, now I'm going to do the fading thing here. Just have a guideline. I'm going to black. Going to my pen. I've been using the turnip pen lately. For some reason, I think it just writes a little better for me. I used to use the G pen a lot for most everything in my 3 books. The turnip pen has a nice flow to it. All right, so let's start from the top. Completely close in. I just want to see if I can emulate, make sure this looks just as good. There we go. Give him a very strong jawline. He has to have it here. Yes. Make his neck a little thicker. Yeah, let's do it this way. There we go. Well, I throw in the ear, but we might see some of it. Let's see how that turns out. I just try and close the lines because when it comes time to color, well, if you have any gaps, it's going to bleed into the other lines, which we do not want. Yeah, hold on, I was going to kind of do this. Granted, if I was doing this in pencil, it would be a whole different beast. I still love pencil. I'm doing this just because it's a lot easier for me to do, and I don't have a way to... Yet, in the future, I'll have to show you my pencil technique. Oh, come on, Zaborak. I don't like this one. Let's make it come down. Hold on. Let me just make it like... Wow, what is my problem? It's because my hand going in this direction, it's not normal. It doesn't feel right. It's the problem. If I go down, I probably... There we go. All right, that'll work. Zaborak. Of course, I have to reverse it this way if I'm going across. Oh, maybe that's the way I should draw my eyes. This thing where I'm trying to make things thicker. Because, yeah, you know, eyebrows can be thick. Whoa, nearly. Okay, I could do that with the eyes. I am kind of doing this, as you can see. Well, it just seems to work better for me. Alright. Oh, man. I guess I really have to do this stuff from the side this way. Look at how much faster it's going. Seems to be moving faster here. A lot of these things, I try not to do these jaw lines and stuff until after I color. I'm going to keep it this way. Because I do want to put this on my commissions page so we can see a line drawing. Alright. Save. And sometimes I just like to go this way and then come back to the... Ooh. Well, yeah, you'd have muscle and bullshit. We have this here. The big challenge with these is that, you know, you're going to have broken up lines, so if something's out of whack, you're going to have to move separate pieces. Ooh, don't want that. I'll explain later. Now, the weirdest thing with this sometimes is that you are starting to... These do not line up. Maybe I don't want it to have that much of a bulge. You gotta figure it's gotta have like power to launch. No, it's good. It's got to have the power to launch a spike. It's gotta have some expansion. Ugh. You know, if you have a better method, what is my problem here? Rest. Let's go out again. There he is. Looking pretty sharp, dude. Because if you're doing this by hand, you're going to be turning the pencil to the pen. You could actually be turning the page yourself, but it's so different digitally. Because you got to do it this way. You have to turn the whole screen, which is weird. It's just a new way of doing things. Trying to line up everything. And even my pencil sketch may not be exactly what I'm hoping for. Gotta give that guy some tries. I mean, he's fighting for his life. He's a survivor out there. That's right. I've been drawing this guy since the 80s. Nuts. That's nuts, isn't it? Maybe I have to make it a little bigger here. Oopsie daisy, come on. There you go. Let's show this power. Should still be a little wider. Maybe I was slightly influenced by Thor, if you think about it. Maybe. Guy's blonde. Thor's blonde. I don't know. I know Conan was a big influence. I think Beastmaster too. If you haven't seen Beastmaster, it's an 80s must for sci-fi fantasy fans. It's so different. Look at Krull. Did you ever see Krull? That was real sci-fi fantasy right there. Sword and sorcery and sci-fi, because there were lasers with the minions controlled by the beast. That was a heavy influence on me too. And it's one of those movies that's like, you know, it's not great, but it's definitely worth seeing, and definitely because of the amazing score by the late James Horner, one of my favorite all-time composers. I mean, this is great. I'm grateful that I can do this. If it ever works. There we go. Now, if it's bendy, it's not the way you want it, you can always fix it later. You can stretch things. I'll show you that later. I want that. I want to just get rid of some of these lines. You're not annoying me. So yeah, there you go, bang. And there's little straps there. I don't know. And he just kind of came to me. I think I might have originally drawn Zaborak shirtless, like Conan. Almost like, too much like Conan. Then, yeah, like the Beastmaster also. I don't know where I decided to change that up. I don't know where I came up with this idea. It's pretty cool, though. See the muscles? Yeah, it's just a little bit above there. Good. And I just kind of kept adding all these little layers of armor. It's like he just kind of threw things together to make himself this formidable looking dude. I was thinking gladiatorial, like he was a gladiator at one point, captured and forced to be a gladiator. Almost like Maximus. Let me do this. I'm not, like I said, I'm going to try and make it consistent here. Ugh, rats. So if you go a little bit past where you want it, don't worry. You could always fix it later. It's just frustrating that it takes so much time. And you shouldn't really be rushing yourself. It should be fun, right? I'm making a video. Well, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to move this line. I don't like where it is. I like it more lined up with that. So we go to our little box here. Move object. Watch this. You move it. So this whole section can move over there, wherever you want it. So I kind of want it here. Okay. Yeah, well, okay. Back to the pen. Follow the lines, dude. Just follow the lines. Go straight across this time. Straight across here. Yeah, one there. Very nice. Yeah, I'll get rid of these lines that I don't want. Don't need them. Got no more use for these guys. There you go. Nice. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Goes kind of right past his fist. Whoops. It's going to be a little larger. They're not that big. Ha ha. They have to be, they can't really be too bendy. Well, I don't want to be too small at the same time. Well, like I said, we can always fix it. Doing a circle, very, very hard. I don't see any way that it works. Sometimes I'll do this. I'll do the circle halfway and come at another angle and start it out here and finish it that way. And I can just erase the lines. Just makes it easier on this dude, man. I'm the dude, man. And whatever you may argue. Jeff Bridges is the dude, but I can be the dude too, man. The art dude. I don't even need a white Russian. But I just dropped in to see what condition my condition is in. Yeah, I'm quoting Big Lebowski. Why not, man? It's my video. Whoops. As you probably know, I love movies, and I love quoting them. It's just been my thing all my life. And, you know, I'll use that stuff in public, and people are like, what are you talking about? It's like, you don't know? Then I go to Hufflepuff if they don't know it. Like, oh, come on, man. It's part of the zeitgeist. Nah, it may not be as zeitgeisty as I think it is, but it's like a default lexicon I have. Can't help it, it's in me nature. Crying game. Let's get rid of these. I don't know, do anybody know what these are? I just think they're the coolest thing. And they totally worked for Skeletor. So let me put them on my guy. That's it? Oh, well, I'll draw the spikes. And we'll stop there. 4 spikes. You know, well, let me go closer. I don't think they should be as big. To me, spikes like this should just be just small enough. So if he clocks you, yeah, he's gonna do some damage. There he is. Oops, leg. Alright, let's just take a look, see how the guy looks like without that. Pretty cool, huh? I've been busy. I didn't want to really bore you with all this little line work. I mean, all I would be doing is drawing lines. I mean, I'm holding my stylus differently. And when I do my lines this way, I go straight down. But when I had to do the side ones, I had to go this way. It was just a lot easier. But what I also did was I made those lines on their own separate layer. Look at that. I just thought it'd be a little easier to control them if I decide to color it. So I wanted to make them separate. So if I want to add details above them, I can. Maybe some shimmer or some such things. Everything else I am adding to this main layer. You know, some definition in the guy's arms. He is a muscular dude and a barbaric type. I think I was also influenced by cartoons at the time. I grew up in such a great time for cartoons. Those Saturday morning cartoons with barbaric dudes like Black Star, Thundar the Barbarian, and He-Man, of course, which is actually a weekday cartoon, not on a Saturday. But yep, I had the He-Man action figures. I think I haven't had a Black Star action figure. Never got me a Thundar. Missing out. I can deal. So maybe a little influence from those guys. It was a wonderful time. And so I think that it drew a little inspiration to this guy, Zaborak. I need to add this piece. Ooh, yeah, turn up and still on. Let me bring the up here and just go right across. And let me make it a little more even with that. Hey, there we go. Well, let me see. I'm going to do it this way. I think that's how I want to go. I've been shrinking it down. Let me see, look at the size. I'm going to 6. To add these details, I had a little bit on his little spike rocket wrist launcher thing. Actually, might go this way. Just add like a little something. This comic book stuff. It's what I grew up seeing the guys do, and it worked. May not have understood at the time what they were going for, but it's just kind of any little detail, maybe where shadow is hitting. That's just a little something else. May help inform your light. The weird thing in the digital world is that these lines will kind of mesh together. Maybe not the way you want. But one way or another, you work with it. Because if you're inking it by hand, you have a little more. I still want to kind of. It's kind of a glove. You have a little more room to be sloppy. In the digital world, it doesn't seem to translate that well, but I'm learning. I hope you are too. It can be fun. Doing a little erase thing. Don't need the little pieces sticking out. It just doesn't work for me, man. I guess I got to do that with these other ones. See, little bits. Just be careful not to go too far, or else you'll do that. You'll erase the whole piece of the arm there. It's just like zoom in if you want. Oh yeah, I didn't see these. Get rid of those these little pieces sticking out. I don't need that. And these little curves. It's okay. Deal. Let's go wide again. Of course, save. Let's add some musculature to the dude's legs. He's a very well developed man, so he's going to have some muscle definition in his leg, and I know that in the comic books. I remember them drawing them. I really didn't understand the muscles, but when I started looking at body, ooh, well, I could do that, but I don't want to deal with that. Looked at bodies and magazines and whatnot. I'm like, oh, I see. Like someone who works out has these muscles defined. This would start happening up there, but I'm not going to see it. For shading, I would rather save it for color. But if we wanted to shade here, we could. Got some stuff coming off his... I don't know what these things are called. Super kilt? I think I kind of want to have something showing the float of these, because they just kind of sit there. Kind of like, one of these things. Here we're just attempting to do some clean line work. So, if you're ever called upon to do this, I hope this gives you inspiration to do it. I mean, this is all digital. And I could do freehand. Just not quite there yet with filming myself doing freehand. Digital is a lot easier because I could capture my screen and record that. Oops, we want to erase. We want that done this way, and could screen record a lot better than trying to mount a camera above my head. I'm trying to do some paper. Not saying I can't. I'm just not quite there yet, and I figure this might be easy. Because all you need is a software program like Clip Studio Paint Pro, and a stylus, and of course tablet to draw on. Or if you're so limber and have the ability, you would write on your tablet itself, like an iPad, and have something like Procreate. All the same stuff. All these are the same stuff, doesn't it? I would think so. Ah, there we go. Spikes on both forearms. There's your Zaborak, boys and girls. Look at that guy. Pretty solid there. Ready to pose. Actually, I forgot his most important feature here. Zaborak here is Indiana Jones stubble. Yeah, my guy does not shave, but he has stubble, like Indiana Jones or George Michael. Let's draw that in here. You know, little things like this. That's how I draw stubble. I mean, that's how I saw it drawn in comic books of the time. There was an Indiana Jones comic book drawn by good old John Byrne, and Marvel distributed it when Indy was at his height of popularity. He got a comic book. It's only a matter of time. Of course, it's Indiana Jones. Of course, Indy was a big influence on me, as I'm sure he was for a lot of you creative peeps. It's Indy. But yeah, I just decided that he should have some stubble. Make him look like a more rugged dude that's really been through stuff. He doesn't have time to shave. Just give him a little bit more stubble up here. Now, let me see. Oh, maybe find this line here. Yes, I know stubble doesn't really grow this way, but for our intents and purposes, looking at it, it just seems like it's something like that. Let's see, let's go wide. I like it. Now that's Zaborak, my warrior dude from outer space. Hope this was fun for y'all. I'd like to churn out some of my characters, some more characters that you know and love, just my takes on them, and just enjoy drawing in the digital world. And on paper, we'll do some of those too. So thanks for checking me out. You know what to do. Like and subscribe and get you more. Until next time, keep creating.